First of all, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to the organizer, Dr. for inviting me to attend this important event. And taking this opportunity, I'd like to share with you some information on the Transboundary water cooperation in the Mekong River Basin. Actually, talking about this topic, I think it takes maybe one day or more than that. But so today I consider is only very brief introduction to that, and then we still have time in the future. We can have more time to discuss and share about our experience. And due to the limit, the time frame, so I will spend maximum 15 minutes for my presentation, and then I will leave for your questions, and then I am more than happy to answer your questions. Actually, I'm working for the Vietnam National Mekong Committee. But before joining with the Vietnam National Mekong Committee, I have 20 years of experience working with the MRC cooperation. So my knowledge actually I gained only through 30 years of cooperation already. The next slide, please. So my presentation consists of 4 parts. First, a very brief introduction to the Mekong River basins. And following that, I will explain about the change of the Mekong River Basin condition at this moment and what the main cause actually we study. And then next is the regional cooperation and the main achievement we obtained so far after almost 70 years of cooperation. And finally, the key message actually taken from the Mekong lesson and the way forward for our cooperation. So next slide. As you may know that the Mekong River Basin located in the Southeast Asia region, it originates from China and cross 5 countries in the lower part, starting from Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. So Vietnam is most downstream country, like Bangladesh in the River Basin. Next. And it is ranked as the world's 12th longest river in terms of the length and 10th largest river by the volume. And it divides into 2 parts in the upper Mekong Basin, which consists of China and Myanmar. You can see they have very steep slope. It means that they have high potential of hydropower development. And we have the lower Mekong part, consists of Laos, PDR, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. And we have also some potential for hydropower development. But mostly we have potential for agriculture and fishery production. Next. If I compare Mekong and the Brahmaputra River Basin, we have a lot of similarity. But for the first 3 factors, you can see Mekong, we have the number a little bit higher than the Brahmaputra. In terms of number of countries, we have 6 countries. And in Brahmaputra, we have 4. And Basin area, we a little bit higher and the length of the longer. But in terms of the average flow and population and the delta area, we are smaller. So you can see this figure. But I consider that we have a similarity in terms of this sector in the both basin. So next. Despite the plenty water resource and other related resource, but the Mekong River Basin are facing with the great challenge, including the increased water demand for economic development. So at this moment, over the basin, we have 135 hydropower dams have been contracted already. And we have the different inequality of water use among the different countries. As I explained, in the upper countries, they actually prioritize for the hydropower development. But in the low country, we prefer for the agriculture and fishery production. Because of that different inequality, so we have to harmonize. And we also face with the climate change and natural disaster like the drought and flood. Next. And here I show you the number of the dam as a progress of development. You can see in 2023. So I consider at this moment we have 125 dams over the basin, of which 14 on the main sheet and 111 on the tributary. And we project 2050 we have 157 dams. And if you compare with 2007 we have only 21 dams. So we consider before 2007 is a free dam basin. So we can see, so after only 30 years, 13 years, we already have more than 70 dams has been contracted over the basin. And the total active volume at this moment 75 billion cubic meters. And up to 2050 we have almost 100 billion cubic meters. It means that the total volume of the reservoir in the basin occupy about 25% of the annual flow. This very big volume. Next slide. So we can see the climate change also now in the Mekong Basin. They show very strong evidence of climate change through increase the temperature and the sea level rise. So over 50 years, we observe that the temperature in the region increased about 1.4 degrees Celsius. And the extreme temperature also occurring more frequently. So can you click? So you can see the tendency of increasing the maximum temperature over 50 years. So next. So here's the minimum temperature also increase over the time. Next. Next. And the total rainfall across the basin also reduced. So we observe that it's over 50 years. And sea level rise in Vietnam coast also rising about 4 millimeters per year. And we also observe that recently more severe drought and with high frequencies and longer duration and high intensity observed over the basin. So we can confirm that the climate change already appeared in the Mekong basin. So next slide. So I move to the, so what's the change of river condition and what's the main cause now? Next. So this information actually I take from the State of Basin report prepared by Mekong River Commission in 2023, and this report prepared based on the monitoring data and taken from the joint study between 6 Caribbean countries, so including China, on the changing pattern of the hydrological condition of the Langkang Mekong River Basin in 2024. So the next, you can see the change of the water flow. So the red line is the recorded water flow during the year for the period of last decade. So you can see the dry season, the water flow seems to be increased, and in the flood season, so the water flow, the water level decreased. So we observe that, and the dry season flow increased from 18% to 28% of annual flow, and the flood season increased decreased from 82 to 72%. So next slide. And we also see the change of the starting of the flood season. So now the start of the flood season will be delayed about 20 days in Vietnam and 11 days in Krache. And the duration of the flood season also shorter than before. So that is and we see the water temperature also increase. So water temperature in the river increased around 1.8 degrees Celsius during the last decade, comparing with the previous period. and the total suspended solid, it means that the sedimentation also decreased by about 40% over 10 years, last 10 years. Next. Change of the fish catch. So the total fish catch across the lower Mekong Basin decreased recently. And the fish caught are of greater diversity, but the size of the fish becomes smaller than before. Right? So now what's the possible cause of this change? So we study on this change, and then we identify that the change of river flow is due to combined effect of the infrastructure like dam construction, climate change, and increased water use in the basin. So at this moment we cannot separate how many percentage of each factor, but we determine that it's combined effect. Reduction of sediment largely due to the infrastructure development and change of land use pattern. Reduction of the catch fish due to the infrastructure development and overfishing. Increase of temperature of water, so maybe linked to the climate change or reduce flow at certain time of the year. Increase the salinity intrusion, maybe due to the low flow condition upstream, along with the sea level rise and other local factor like a sand infection. Next. Now, the main part maybe you would like to hear about the regional cooperation and main achievement. So how to cope with this challenge? So next slide please. You can see the Mekong cooperation. We have to come back to 1957. It means that almost 70 years ago. So next slide. So in 1957, we established the Mekong Committee. Can you click? Next slide.
Next slide, please.
Okay, so in 1957, the four lower Mekong countries already established the Mekong Committee for coordination of investigation of the lower Mekong Basin. So at this moment, our main task is to investigate, to understand the basin, and to identify the potential of the development. How many dams we can construct it, and what's the potential for economic development. So during that time. And next slide. Next. And due to increased challenge in the facing by the basin, so in 1995, four member countries now will come with the 1995 Mekong Agreement, so this is the treaty. And that 1995 Mekong Agreement actually we based on UN Convention. We based on draft UN Convention. UN Convention are actually approved by 1997, but before that, they already prepared for 20 years of discussion. So our agreement we based on the draft idea of that UN Convention. So if you read the Mekong Agreement, you can see a lot of similarity with the UN Convention of water collaboration. So next. So that one is the four member countries beside the 1995 Mekong Agreement, and this as a basic for establishment of the Mekong River Commission. So next. So at this moment, in the Mekong River Basin, we have 15 regional cooperation initiatives, and Mekong River Commission is one of the 15. So after Mekong River Commission in 1995, we established in 1995, we have Mekong Ganga Cooperation in Mekong India. In 2000, with the final basin country without China and India. And Mekong Japan, also similar like Mekong India. Mekong US, also similar. Mekong Korea, similar. And Mekong Lankan Cooperation, this one with China. So it has been established in 2016 with all 6 countries and so on. So we have 15 similar regional cooperation. But among 15, I can say that two mechanisms, Mekong River Commission and the Mekong Land Grant Cooperation, are the most efficient cooperation initiative. I mean, we gain a lot of results from this cooperation. Others also, okay, but they focus on different areas, and the water resources are one of the pillar for the cooperation. But the Mekong River Commission will focus only on water cooperation. Yeah. So the first one, and this only in the Mekong River Commission we have the legal binding agreement, like the 1995 Mekong River. As a initiative, we don't have agreement, but we have the statement of the top leader of the Prime Minister. So and we have the commitment in the minute and in the statement, joint statement, but we don't have the legal binding agreement. So on other 14 cooperation is we work on the voluntary basis. Next. So now talking about 1995 Mekong, what this agreement said. This agreement actually the four member countries committed to cooperate in all fields of sustainable development, utilization and management and conservation of the water and other related resources like a fishery, like a sediment, like a biodiversity, and we cooperate to, but not limited to irrigation, hydropower, navigation, flood control, fishery, and so on, and to protect the environment and natural resources, aquatic life condition, and ecological balance, and so on. Next. And we based on that 1995 Mekong Agreement, we established Mekong River Commission so that we can implement that agreement. So in the agreement we have 44 articles, and that Mekong River Commission had to implement that to materialize, to concrete the commitment in that agreement. China and Myanmar, they are not members, but they are the dialogue partner. So they also come to MRC to discuss and to share the information. Next. And the mission of MRC is to promote and coordinate the sustainable management and development of water and related resources for the country mutual benefit and people well-being. Next. And to support for implementation, we have 14 different partners to provide financial and technical support to the member country to implement 1995 Mekong Agreement. Next. So it includes the government of Australia, USA, Canada, Japan, Germany, and so on. So we have 14. So that the different partners, they provide the financial and technical support. So along with our resources. Next. And now the major achievement of MRC cooperation after maybe almost 70 years of cooperation. So we have the highest commitment of the political level from the Prime Minister of the four member country. So since 2010, before we worked at the minister level, but starting from 2010, so top leaders, they gather every 4 years and to discuss and to commit, to recommit to implement 1995 Mekong Agreement. So that one is the first of the achievement that on the top leaders, they sit together every 4 years. Next. And we already developed and adopted a set of cooperative procedure framework for managing the basin. So it includes 1995 Mekong Agreement and the 5 procedures. 5 procedures first is for information sharing and exchange. The second procedure is for notification and consultation of the proposed water use in the basin. It means that if any country wants to contract, they have to consult with other countries. Next procedure is to maintain the minimum flow on the mainstream. It means that we have to maintain, even you want to use water, but you still use minimum so that the downstream country can have water to use. The next procedure is to water monitoring, water use monitoring. It means that we have the system of monitoring how much water used by each country. And the last one is the procedure for water quality monitoring. So we want to monitor the quality, how it changes over time. Next. We established the water diplomacy platform. It means that we create a platform for dialogue, presentation, so that all member countries can share their concern about what the issue, what they are facing. So at this moment, as you can see, we have 7 hydropower dams proposed by Laos, and now they already went through the consultation process. So during the consultation, so other member countries can share their concern, what potential impact on their country, and we have to agree on the measures which the origin, the country of origin will take action so that they can minimize impact to the low country. So that the water diplomacy platform will be done. Next. And we also developed the guideline for the Transboundary environment impact assessment. It means that any proposed project, they can use the SATEP guideline to do the impact assessment in consultation or in collaboration with other countries. And we already test first time for the secondary hydropower project in Laos, and it worked very well. Next. And we established the environmental monitoring network. It consists of more than 329 stations to monitor the water level and temperature and the rainfall. And we have the system of monitoring station to monitor the sedimentation, to monitor the fishery, to monitor the water quality, and to monitor the ecological health of the river. And we establish a database and share among the neighboring countries. Next. And finally, we established the decision support framework. And we developed and established the flood and drought forecasting center in Cambodia so that we can forecast the water level in dry season and in flood season, and it will be informed to the local people. Next. Next, please.
Next.
Now, so the previous slide I was talking about the result of cooperation among 4 all over countries. And now, how about with China and Myanmar as a dialogue partner? So next. So we maintain dialogue at different level with the top level, and as a Mekong Cooperation Summit, so they meet every 2 years. So on 6 countries they meet, and they also participate in the MRC Summit. It means that they in the summit of the 4 lower Mekong countries, so they send a lister to join in the summit. And they conduct annual meeting with MRC so that they can listen to us, what actually is concerned. Next. And with China, we already established the Mekong Lankan information sharing platform. At this moment, China, they share with us information on hydrological condition at 2 stations near the border with Myanmar for the flood and drought purposes. Before 2016, they share only in the flood season, but starting from 2016, they share this for the whole year. So every hour they send the data on that 2 stations before entering into the lower Mekong Basin. And they also share the operation plan of the last cascade of hydropower in case of emergency release. So if they release, normally, so they don't need to share. But if they have the emergency release, they inform us maybe in advance, at least 1 week, so that the lower country can know about that and we can prepare ourselves. Next. And they conduct the joint study. They also conduct joint study with fellow Mekong country to study the impact of the Chinese cascade on the extremely event. And they also study with us about the change the hydrological conditions. So what's the reason of changing the river flow? So they study with us. And they also provide support for the joint project. So under the cooperation with China, they have a lot of financial resources they provide for the low-income countries to implement some project for the local community to relieve the challenge. So next slide. Here I can show you some joint visit of all 6 countries. Go to the upper part of the Lankan River in China. And next, and then this team went to the middle part of the river in Thailand. Next. And they also went to the Mekong Delta. So the purpose of this joint visit is to jointly understand the situation of different parts of the basin. Because sometimes the people in the upper part, they don't understand what we are facing. And the people in the downstream part also, we don't understand what actually the upper part are facing. But actually in the upper part, they also facing a lot of the problems. So we should understand each other. And we discuss and to find a solution and the cooperation, what we need to cooperate more so that we can harmonize the interests of the different countries. Right? So here our joint working group, we have a meeting every 4 months, and then we sign the minute of the meeting. Next. So finally, about the key messages and the way forward. Next. So I can see the 4 messages taken from the Mekong River Cooperation. First is we need to build the trust and solidarity and get the commitment from highest political level to implementation of 1995 Mekong Agreement. This is a key factor for the success of cooperation in the Mekong Basin. And we already developed a good legal framework for cooperation. Like I talked to you, the 1995 Mekong Agreement and the set of the procedure for data exchange and transportation. And the third is the sustainable water resource development in the Transboundary River could not be achieved through comprehensive consultation, joint planning, and joint management by all basin countries. And each rival country has its own priority. We respect that on water use, and this should be harmonized with the regional perspective. It should not decide by themselves, but it should see the interest of other countries. So that is a key message. And now the way forward for our cooperation. Next slide. This is the last slide. So we will continue to increase the dialogue and consultation at different levels. And I should inform you that Mekong cooperation is successful because we have the commitment of the top level. So we should convince the top level so that they can sit together. If they agree, then they instruct the low level very easy. So luckily that in the Mekong River Basin we got that commitment. And then second, we need to improve the legal framework because the basin change from time to time. And legal document already developed a long time ago. So we need to update it, improve it so that it can work better. And we need to strengthen the joint environmental monitoring network because without data and information we cannot manage the basin successfully. So we still need to improve with construction of the automatic station so that we can get that quickly. And with strength consultation, joint planning and joint management, and develop more importantly, Note 5 develop multi-reservoir operation rule on cascade in the mainstream of the river. And lastly, is increase the participatory involvement of stakeholders in the decision-making process. So that one is one of the key messages as a way forward for the Mekong Commission. So with this, I'd like to finish my presentation, and I'll be happy to answer if you have any questions.